If it looks like there's just no way they're going to be able to comply and get us everything on time, then we're going to send them that scheduling link again, and say, sorry, but you're going to have to schedule a different week. But now think about what's happened, right? Because they got that booking link a few months ago with all of our other clients who have signed up for their dates now. So when they go to reschedule, every appointment block that somebody else has scheduled is going to be blocked out. So they're basically going back to the end of the line. Only now it's middle of February, not, back in November when they first got that booking link. So they're going to go back to the end of the line. They're probably going to pick a date that's later in the summer, or something like that. Or maybe they'll get lucky and find an empty slot, like, a few weeks down the road. And then, we've talked about this internally. There'll probably be some edge cases where we're just gonna just move them back a week or something like that. We're not going to be harsh about this, but at the same time, it doesn't do us much good if we tell you to schedule a week and commit to having everything to us during that week, and then we just let you get away with the fact that you couldn't get us everything during that week. So we've kind of talked about this. We've kind of tried to figure it all out, but that's pretty much where we've come down on that.
But then once, let's say you have all the documents, you've met with the clients, you did the document review, all the documents are in, then the next step is tax preparation. But you don't do that. You do the final review, correct?
Right. We've got preparers working for us. Correct.
And then when it comes to you doing the final review, what are you comparing the tax return to? Like a list of documents, or do you open all the,
so we have
all the source documents?
Right. So we have two checklists. So at first glance, we're comparing it to 23, the prior year. We always include the 2-year summary, and that's sort of just the first glance. Now the preparer does that, I do that, and so we're looking for significant differences and year over year, and can we explain those? Now, again, we're not saying that dollar for dollar everything should be exactly the same year over year. We're just saying that if it's a significant enough variance to notice just looking down those two columns, then we need to be able to explain that. Your wages are 50% less. Oh yeah, that's because you left that job and started your side gig, or something like that. So that's the first take. The second take is, I go through the documents that were uploaded, make sure that everything was entered correctly, that sort of thing. And then we have internal review checklist to just both a self checklist for the preparer and then a review checklist that kind of takes us through on the software side, to make sure that all of the elections were made, all of the check boxes were checked, all of the yes no selections were made, all of those kinds of things. And those are generic. They're not specific to the client, but they are just make sure we check the right thing given this client's particular situation in this case. So now I think what you're really asking is how do we know that we didn't miss anything, that we didn't leave something off? And at that point, you don't know what you don't know. And so if the client didn't upload a document and we don't have a reason to believe that we're missing any documents, then that's just kind of...
No. I'm just saying, you have, when you say you have checklists, is that like an Excel sheet that says there are 4 W-2s, there are 10, they have, some of my clients have, because they do small gigs, they sometimes upload. I've seen clients that upload 10 little W-2s. Yeah. And yes, you're right. They change year over year because they are working in different gigs and things like that. But then I know from Proforma what I am looking for. But at the end of the day, for the tax year, I am trying to figure out, okay, so I know that the client has already uploaded all the documents, the preparer has finished the return, and the return is ready for review. So it's like, okay, do we create an Excel spreadsheet that lists all W-2s with box 1, box 2, box 15, box 16, or then we go down 1099s INT, DIVs, BIBs, NECs, Q. I mean, do we just create this checklist on Excel and I just go and compare against the checklist? Do I open all the source documents?
You absolutely could do that. And I know there are firms that they and their software options that will automate this for you depending on your process. But I know there are firms that preparers never see source documents. Preparers don't prep based off source documents. They don't look at the source documents.